very much. To think that all that wonderful stuff is happening here right in Exeter. So at this point, I would like to ask for our speaker. Mandi is a 2-year survivor. She joined our committee 2 years ago, right after she'd been diagnosed, and you can only imagine what a terrifying time that was for her. But she's going to talk about how 2 years later, life is good again. So, not that life was bad before, but anyway, please be considerate and listen to Mandi's story.
Good afternoon. My name is Mandi. I'm a 2-year breast cancer survivor. I am more than honored to be speaking at this year's Making Strides Against Breast Cancer event. My story began in 2017. I was so excited for another wonderful summer with my family. My oldest son just graduated from high school, and we just arrived home celebrating a Disney cruise with the entire family. I was laying in bed and came across a lump across my right breast. I said a prayer and tried to get some rest. The following morning, I showed my husband, and he advised me to go see a doctor. I called and made an appointment with the primary care doctor the next day. I was told at that appointment that it probably wasn't cancer because it was a movable mass. I still had this awful feeling inside, and I wasn't at ease. Luckily, I followed my gut and scheduled an appointment at Exeter Hospital for a mammogram. This is when I was fortunate enough to land in the hands of Dr. Kuwait, who I soon learned to be kind, compassionate, and thorough doctor. I'm sure many of you know this wonderful, respected doctor. For the first time, I didn't feel like just another patient. Her team was incredible, and I couldn't have been more blessed to be in their hands. After 4 mammograms, 6 ultrasounds, 6 biopsies, I learned I was facing my biggest fear, stage 2 breast cancer. On July 11th, my battle began. Then the harder part comes. Telling my children their mother has cancer, something no parent should ever have to do. After rolling through more emotions and telling my family and friends, I was then sent to Dana-Farber to discuss treatment options. After visit with medical oncologists, breast surgeons, plastic surgeons, radiation oncologists, a plan was finally set into place. A mastectomy and a course of 16 weeks of radiation. I was terrified. How would it all feel? How would it look? Could I get through this? Throughout the time, I learned I was stronger than I thought, and I did it. I'm not going to get too much into the details of the radiation, as I could go on and on. I'm just going to say it was very scary and painful. On top of the treatments and complications, I endured a hematoma, an infection, severe burns, treatments, complications, and on my body. It was physically and mentally, emotionally on my body. At one point, I decided that I had cancer. Cancer did not have me. Woo!
Keep going. Finish.
Luckily, I had a tremendous support system from my family and my friends. Most importantly, my rock of a husband, Will. He has stood by my side through every terrifying step of this journey. I can truly say I wouldn't have gotten through it without him or my rock of a best friend standing beside me. If I could pass on any words of advice, it would be what was shared with me by my in-house nurse. She once said, "Mandi, you're allowed to cry, kick, scream, throw things, punch things, and feel. Feel every emotion. Like really take in those emotions. But give yourself 10 minutes a day, and then move on. Because it is so easy to get stuck in those emotions." I now live by those words. But I want to take away from this life-changing experience in life. Life after cancer, finding my new normal. It wasn't easy, but as time goes on, I get closer and closer. I find every moment to live for. I learn to live my life in every memory. I don't sweat the small stuff. I find my reasons to be happy. I stay humble. I stay kind. I stay thankful. I say thankful. I'm not mad, but yet grateful. Grateful to stand here and share my story. Grateful to hold my family every moment I get. I now am on the committee of Making Strides Against Breast Cancer. I have found myself a second family with all these women. They are truly amazing. I love you all.
Love you.
I would like to thank the survivors and the supporters here today, walking in support to those who fought and are continuing to fight against breast cancer. Keep up the good fight. Thank you.